Yesterday we looked at the incredible story that Jesus said the temples will be destroyed. And it goes on in verse 3, chapter 13 of Mark. As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will these things happen and what will be the sign that they're about to be fulfilled?" Now, in our world where there are so many crazy things going on, people are asking, is this a sign of the end of the age? How do we respond to these things? And it's really important, this, because part of us would say it's not about us trying to understand the end of the world, but about doing what we can now for the kingdom. And so there are those who ignore the signs of the end of the age and the teachings on that. And then there are those who do the exact opposite. They get obsessed with it. They start to struggle and look for ways and start to make predictions. The truth is somewhere in between. You see, the disciples needed to know when that temple was going to be destroyed because they would be alive and they would need to react. And when the temple was destroyed in AD 70 and Jerusalem was besieged, and it was, there were no key Christians that we know of in Jerusalem. They knew the signs and they responded to the signs and left Jerusalem. And that caused the gospel to spread across the world. And so Mark chapter 13 is his version of the Olivet Discourse, or the study of the end of the age. As Christians, we need to prayerfully and carefully read these things and see what God is doing. But at the same time, we need to be very careful about alien thinking, about people who are starting to make wild predictions. God has shared this with us because he wants us to know. And he wants us to know because there's things that we are meant to respond to that. As you kind of read this, you will see that he's calling for specific things from the church. Now, I don't have the time in 3 minutes to tell you what those are. But as you read verses 3 to 13 and even beyond, you will find that God has given you everything you need to know how to respond to the things around us in the world. Are we living in the last age? I certainly believe so. I just don't know how long it is. And God has shared so much about that, and yet so many Christians are ignorant. Today I encourage you to study some of these things in Scripture and learn what God has to say. God bless and have a great day.